Hello, dear students. Welcome you all to the 42nd lecture of rural marketing. And today's topic for discussion are objectives of cooperative marketing structure, need and improvement, and its advantages. So, in last module, we have learned about cooperative marketing. So, there we have learned the cooperative marketing. We defined it as an agreement between two companies and those could be selling same complementary product or different product. So it is a kind of agreement between two companies to promote or sell each other's product while selling their own, means they are selling their own products, and with that some complementary or some other products of other producer they are selling. We can You can understand it in a very simple term, like if you are and your neighbor they are selling different products from the same common premises, so we will set it is a cooperative marketing. Now what are the advantages of corporate marketing? Like economy of scale you will get through it, exposure will be there, and financial assistance also you can get. So here we are first discussing what are the objectives of cooperative marketing. So, as I told you, it is a cumulative effect of different companies, those who come together to sell their product or to do marketing of their products. So, with the help of cooperative marketing, members can produce directly in best market and best prices. They can sell their products and to grade the product in such a way that the best price is obtained for all qualities of the advantages of the grower. It means you can categorize your crop in different categories, like grade A, grade B, grade C, and for different grade you can get a different price. For higher quality product you can get higher price excuse me, and for lower quality product you can get lower prices, and it gives a fair weightage to your product. And with this kind of arrangement, that crop without any damage and wastage could be handled, and it increase strengthen the bargaining power of the sellers because you all are coming together and selling as a monopolist. So bargaining power will be more, helps members to produce the best product which has most demand. This may include processing also. In this cooperative marketing you can get the information about the market also. Okay, so based on that information you can produce your products. If some product processing is required, you can do based on the market information. Okay, and you can calculate the market demand also with the help of this to educate members in marketing. And this is also one objective of corporate marketing. Stand for fair trading practices and stop manipulation of the prices. That is the very, I would say, the biggest that objective of cooperative markets to give fair prices to the crop, and it provides finance also to producers and help them in getting finance also. So these all are the objectives of cooperative marketing. So one national agency is there for cooperative market, that is National Agriculture Cooperative Market Federation. It was established in 1958 and its objective are to coordinate and promote the marketing and trading activities to its member in agriculture goods. Second one is undertake or promote interstate, intrastate, and international trade. So they promote interstate selling of the goods, intrastate and international level also. With the help of this cooperative markets, the members can go to interstate, intrastate, and international trade, and to undertake the supply of agriculture inputs like seeds, fertilizer, manure, agriculture implementation also. So the members can get the agriculture inputs through this organization. Next, we will see how this cooperative marketing structure is there, how they work. So in this figure, you can see that there are 3 levels of corporate market structure. Primary level, or primary marketing society. Second will be your district level marketing societies, which we can say central marketing societies also. And we have state level marketing societies or federation, we will say. So at the bottom, primary marketing society will be there. In middle, district level marketing societies, and at the top, state level marketing societies will be there. District level society will manage or will coordinate between the primary marketing societies and state level marketing societies, and state level marketing societies, they will coordinate with district level marketing societies. So this is the hierarchy. Okay, now let's see. We will start explaining this figure from the bottom, that is primary marketing societies. So they deal in a single commodity or many commodity at a time. They collect and standardize the product brought by them by their members and make arrangement for their sale. Means like farmers or the villagers from a particular area, they all come together and they sell their product to these societies. Now the responsibility goes to that primary marketing societies to sell that product and to make arrangement for their sale. They also advance loan to their members against the producers products, and they are multi-purpose societies. Means that is not only for selling, they give training also, they provide financial assistance also, okay, and they give market information also to the farmers. Okay, so primary marketing societies. Next level is your district marketing societies or central marketing societies. So these societies deal with primary marketing societies at village level. These primary marketing societies will be somewhere in village. Okay, and district level, as we know, and each district, one district level society will be there who will coordinate with village level society. What they will do, what is their role? They will purchase and sell agri products and supply agri inputs to the farmer through PMS. So what are agri products? Like whatever the crop farmers are producing, they will buy it or they will make arrangement to sell it. And agriculture inputs like manures are there, fertilizers are there, machineries are there. Okay, so all these supplies will be insured by the district level marketing to primary marketing society. This PMS is primary marketing societies. Okay. Now at the top, we will see there is state level marketing society, and these are the apex institution for all cooperative marketing in the state. So what are the functions we will see? They provide credit and other facilities to district marketing societies. They buy and sell products from district marketing societies. Wholesale distribution of chemical fertilizers, iron, steel, cement, sugar, wheat, kerosene, coffee seed, rice, milk, etc. In addition to agriculture implementation and insecticides. Okay, so that is their responsibility. And overall coordination of cooperative marketing is the responsibility or the function of state market society. So basically they are the what I will say, they are at the top of marketing society in a particular state, and their responsibility is to provide the support to district level and primary marketing society in a way they will supply agri inputs. Okay, they will buy their final product. Okay, and they can supply fertilizers, steel, sugar, wheat, kerosene, etc. to lower level marketing that structures. Next one, what is the need and importance of cooperative marketing? So abolishing the middleman, because we have already discussed that the rural farmers or rural people in some places they don't have warehousing facility, they don't have proper infrastructure to sell their product into the bigger mandis. So what they do in the absence of those all infrastructure related facilities, they sell their product to middlemen, so they don't get proper price of their crops. So if cooperative marketing structure is there, that all farmers or other villagers can sell their product to village level cooperative marketing agency, and they can get a good price there, and through this they can abolish the middleman. Second one is collective bargaining. This term you might have learned in your human resource lecture also. So collective bargaining means all together, that all people, or in HR we discuss like collective bargaining, all wages earners, they will come together and only one representative on behalf of all will go and talk. So similarly here also, collective bargaining means in behalf of rural people and rural farmers, one single person will go and sell or do any kind of bargaining for their product. So it gives the strength to rural people or farmers so that they can do bargain for their products. Storage facilities also they provide for its members, so that is also one importance of that. Standardization and grading of crops or other agri products they do, so that for different grades they can give higher prices, and usually they provide higher prices to its members. And market infrastructures they also provide, sometimes they provide training to the farmers. Okay, they give information about the market needs, how the market is shifting, that information also they get from this. Supplying inputs and consumer goods also, agri inputs as well as the consumable goods also they provide to its members. Facility of correct weighting, that is also very very important and problematic issue in rural areas, so that facility also provided there, correct weighing facility. Next, relief from illegal deductions, because when farmer is going, I saw you one video if you remember about e-Chopal, and there if you have seen the full video, you might have seen that how the farmer was saying that earlier when we go to weigh our product in the local place, our 10 kg reduction was there in our crops weight. So similarly, here also illegal deductions whatever are there, like all corruptions we will say, any kind of bribe you have to give, so all those kind of illegal deductions will not be there, and it helps in providing credit and processing it for farming, and farming other helps also will be provided by the cooperative market. Advantage, what are the advantages? Almost same. What are the importance we have learned? It reduces cost and improves services, and it improves marketability and reduce all undefined and undesirable marketing challenges, safeguard against rising cost and input pricing. They provide credits, storage facility they provide, processing of agro products also, and marketing intelligence also. It is a very very important role of cooperative marketing, that they provide the market information, how the market scenario is changing, what products are in high demand, which kind of products are outdated. So all these kind of information will be all kind of information farmers can get from this cooperative marketing. So this is all for today's lecture. I hope you understood the concept. It is quite easy and very interesting also. So if you have any query, you can ping me. I will solve your query on WhatsApp. Thank you so much for watching today's video.